Darkness sweeps the troubled land as mana's power fades. People await a hero who will wield the sword. Excalibur, Herald, Gygus. The blade has had many names, for it has been celebrated in myths and legends throughout time. But all of these speak to just one weapon: the Sword of Mana.
Finally found what I was looking for. A place where I can be without remorse. Because I am a stranger who is found an even stranger war. I finally found what I was looking for. Here I come.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Fellobrabers Game Showcase of a game that needs no introductions. A game that has been firmly placed into people's childhood and nostalgias for all time. This is Secret of Mana on the Super Nintendo. For now, let us get on to the new game, so then we do not get kicked back to the titles sequence, which I just voice acted for. Now, a bit of housekeeping in this regard. Secret of Mana was released to the Western audience in the year of 93, if I'm correct, or 94. I will probably correct myself in the video editing process, but yes, it's probably in that time period when it came out. Technically, this is a sequel to a game on the Game Boy known as Final Fantasy Adventure, but in actuality, it was actually supposed to be the first of the series of Secret of Mana. But due to Squaresoft at the time not having much hope for Secret of Mana selling, they decided to sell it as Final Fantasy Adventure in the US and Mystic Quest in the Europe area, just so then it could have a fair shot, essentially. Now, the reason I bring this up, especially the fact why we're playing this game in particular right now, because recently news has hit the internet that Secret of Mana, this game, is getting a remake. And it will be released next year for PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, and for Steam on PC. Which I am to say is wonderful to hear about, but also it's lovely to see the fact that not only does the game looks like it's going to be representative of the original product of its time, but I'm hoping that this will also be improving in certain aspects of what the game already has established for itself. So the game has that's getting remade is going to be remade in 3D, but also will have full voice acting, which is going to be interesting to say the least. And this is why we are here today. But we're also here for another reason. A bit of backstory in my childhood. Back when my dad owned a Super Nintendo, out of all the game collection that he had Secret of Mana in that collection. And so, I was hooked to this game pretty much like glue, essentially. But despite being stuck on it, I actually have never completed this game before. So, I decided to set a challenge for myself in this regard. To try and complete Secret of Mana on the Super Nintendo before the release of the remake. So then I could basically then rewrite a wrong of never completing something from my childhood. So, with that said, I think that should be enough babbling. Though, oh wait, I forgot to mention that technically Secret of Mana also had a sequel called Saikendetsu 2, which by the fans decided to title Secret of Mana 2 just because, you know, it's part of the series. But sadly, that never came out to the West, and it doesn't seem like it ever will be as of right now. Until maybe, I don't know, maybe a future remake of that game will make it possible to the West? Just saying, Square Enix? Anyway, with that said, let us start this game, and let us start our journey onwards through the world of whatever this place is called in Secret of Mana. So, with this starting off, we have to name our character, which the manual and even most sources say that the character's name is Randy. But we're not going to be calling him that in this one, because a real hero deserves a real name. Something that inspires fear, something that inspires awe and anticipation for the great hero that is going to descend upon all the villages. And what better heroic name than this name that I could think of, that all heroes would strive to want to be like? That's right, we are going to be named Magubbin. A great heroic name, if I do say so myself. Hey, but mind you though, we better be careful. We don't want you to be outshining good old Betty now, do we? Anyway, enough distractions. Magubbin, it's time for your legends to be starting here. And for you to create a legacy that will cement itself into the hearts of not only the people you are saving, but also to the people at home who love this game dearly. Let's get on with this. Using the power of mana, a civilization had grown strong. In time, mana was used to create the ultimate weapon, the Mana Fortress. This angered the gods. They sent their beasts to destroy the fortress. A violent war rocked the world, and mana seemed to disappear. Before all was lost, a hero with the mana sword smashed the fortress. Though the civilization had been destroyed, the world was peaceful again. But time flows like a river, and history repeats. And thanks to Nintendo's graphical system of the Mode 7, we shall Mode 7 our way over to Magubbin. Hey, guys, wait up! Ah! Shh, be quiet. The Elder will find us here, and he'll be mad. Yeah, we're not supposed to be here. There's a ghost around. Ha, do you really believe that? People say that to scare us. But I heard Grandma say something about a shiny object near the falls. That must be some kind of treasure. We have to find it. Help! I'm falling! I'm dancing off the log! Ah! Well, that should teach you, Magubbin, to be dancing on the log. Whoa! Well, that was a great fall you had. Ouch! Whew! No way to get back up. Now what am I going to do? And now we have control of our character. Now, we have the directional buttons right now. We sadly don't have anything else to our name, not even the menu. And it seems like we have a dash command here. Well, actually, no we don't. I don't know why it did that. Let's go. McGubbin. One interesting thing here, folks. You can actually reactivate this scene, essentially, of where the sword calls out to McGubbin. But also, you can reactivate this part of the scene as well if you stand here. The village is this way. I have to find something to cut through. And, funny enough, here's a sword that we can grab. McGubbin, remove the sword. Who are you? And what's this sword doing here? Huh! Ow! The light! It's so bright! I can't see! Ah! A ghost! McGubbin, it is I who asked the sword. Say what? You mean this sword? The brilliant light is gone in an instant. I have to get back. Great idea, by the way, McGubbin. You hear a sword call out your name, and you decide, oh, I can't get through this grass without cutting it. So I'll just take the weird sword that is most likely not in any way gonna cause me any suspicion or doubt about pulling the damn thing out. I can cut through with a sword. And indeed we can. We can cut through this grass now. Also, we can cut through this grass. Don't ask me why we can do that, but you can. And now, we must go on and heroically destroy all the grass! Okay, we're done. We're done being heroic killers of grass. I mean, it happened in Ultima, but still. Whoa! What's a rabbit doing in a place like this? Okay, this is where we begin now. You see, we have a slash with our sword here. And if you take notice at the bottom of the screen where Randy's picture is, the 50 out of 50 is his health. And the percentage you see there is essentially his will meter. Let's call it that for now, because I do not have the manual on hand to explain the system. But that gauge with the percentage dictates how powerful your strikes will be. So, a full 100% does a super powerful strike. And ooh, a chest. Let's see what we got in here. And we got some candy. A very useful item for the early goings of the game, because candy can heal for about 100 HP, which is quite a lot. Now, we can... Yeah, and then you see there, we only did 2 damage. That means we didn't wait for the full 100%. So, sometimes it ranges though, the numbers. But it's just that it's better to hit with 100% power than it is to hit for anything less than that. Otherwise, you're doing like minimal damage, especially against the bosses. Now, the bosses are a different kettle of fish, especially since, well, I haven't played this game since I was a kid, so yeah, it's been like 20 plus years since I played this game, so I might have a bit of trouble with the bosses, so I might lose a fair bit of health in that regard. But as of right now, I've let my guard down then against this rabbit. But so far, normal enemies tend not to have that much. You tend not to have much trouble with. But still, this is... Oh, nice dodge there, McGubbin. Now, for the early goings of the game, I will be training till we get to level 3 with with McGubbin here. Only because, well, we need the money. And the more money we get, the more... Ooh, a weapon skill up. And that means now, with the weapon skill up, we have access to the next part of McGubbin's ability to be able to do a super powerful strike if you keep hold of the attack button. Now let's see, is there an enemy? You were hit by a smooth criminal. Dun, 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 dun. He looks like he's doing a little dance there with his sword like that. Actually, no, it looks more like, yeah, see, I'm gonna whack you good, see, yeah, see, gonna whack you, yeah. Okay, so despite the fact I have my power at the ready, the rabbits don't want to come biting. Typical. And as you can see, he does a jumping strike there. I would like to show that off in hopes that you guys will be able to see it. So let's just go onwards. We'll be back in this area again, most likely, to do a bit of training. And we have a bit more. And the rabbit gets whacked, meaning we did a critical hit. To get this, to read the signs, you have to walk up to it, but let's see what we got here. Forest off limits. Yeah, there might be a few problems with that, considering that, well, the forest may be off limits in that direction, but we came from the opposite direction, which means that the off-limits forests were not off-limits until we read this sign. So, thanks, sign. So we're just going to go back in there. I'm going to be a bit with training in this area, so I'm going to cut most of this out. So, I'll see you later, folks. And we have made it to level 3, folks. Just like that. Now, it didn't take me super long to do this, but at the same time, it does take a bit of... Whoa! You know what, let's try this out on you, since you are asking for trouble. And as you see, he does a big slash. It does a nice arc, essentially. Anyway, in our time, we now got ourselves to level 3, as you can see here. This is also the status screen, by the way, folks, as you can see. But we have 17 strength, 17 agility, 15 constitution, 6 intelligence, 7 wisdom, attack of 20, a hit percentage rate of 79, 18 defense, 41 evasion, and a magic defense of B. Now, McGubbin here is a bit of a is a bit of a fighter, so he's not going to do that much damage in the magic area. But we'll get to that later on, especially with the magic, because we do not have access to magic until much later in this game. Also, we have 100 gold pieces to our name right now, which is nice to know. Also, I might as well show the other things we have here. Now, we can check the weapon and magic level here. We could check the action grid, which will become much more prominent later. Edit the controls. You can edit the color of the window if you want, but as of right now, I don't mind. And equip armor. Now, right now we have some overalls, which gives us free defense, which is not too bad. And that's all we have. Also, we have this rusty sword, which does a power of 20 attack power. And we have 4 candy. And we cannot carry any more than 4. But I think this will be good, though, for a start. So let's head on out to the village that we should be returning home to, because surely everyone is really worried about us and hoping that we're okay, right? Right then, let's get going. I will say one interesting thing about the Secret of Mana remake that I really like right now is that there's a, like right now the remake shows it's gonna have a map in the game, and that map shows essentially, ow, the rabbi hit me, and it hit me again. Good lord, I cannot believe that happened to me. But these things happen when you're talking at the same time as trying to play a game. Shake your booty there, McGubbin. Anyway, I was about to say that basically the map you see in the corner of the screen in the remake basically shows off this map that we're standing on right now. So essentially it shows off the original Super Nintendo graphics as an Easter egg, which is a very nice touch. Anyway, with that said, let us head into town. Hey there everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are, and as always, take care of yourselves.